What's going on, YouTube? It's Marvel DC Bros, and today we're coming at you with our Flash Season 2, Episode 3 review.
So, like usual, we're going to do our top 5 moments from last night's episode. Starting with one of my favorite scenes was the beginning when Iris just completely trusted Barry and jumped out of the skyscraper building because she was trying to work with her case. And I just really liked that scene and how she just completely jumped fearlessly. And Barry, he was at the police station, the forensics lab. He had to run to Star Labs, change, assuming that's it was there, and then he ran back and saved her all in like a couple seconds. It was just really cool, and kind of got to see a kind of different dynamic but with their relationship, and you saw how excited she was that he came, and it was just really cute. I liked it.
This, all I can really say about this scene is like a million thumbs up. That finally, Iris is getting, the respect that she deserves. She was going out on her own, like, not casing out the environment, but she's trying to get information on an article that she's writing or whatever. And she did it all by herself. She didn't need Barry's help. She didn't need anyone's. Well, I mean, she needed Barry's help in the end because she was getting shot at. But finally, they're giving Iris something to do other than the love interest, and I really like how they're making her her own character. Like last season, she was all involved with Barry and Eddie, but now she's finally becoming her own character, and I feel like they've been doing that for the first two episodes, and then this episode it really came to life. So, all I can say about this scene was I loved it, and it just goes to show you also how fast Barry has become. He talked to Iris, he ran to Star Labs, and he ran back to the building all in a matter of 10 seconds. And so I just really loved this scene. It was the perfect way to kick off this episode. Our second top moment from the episode was, I guess, Leonard Snart's arc as him transforming from a bad guy to a good guy. Now, I really like Leonard Snart this season so far, so he gets a thumbs up. I didn't really like him last season. I felt like he was kind of pointless. But this season, you can really kind of see they're setting him up for Legends of Tomorrow. And when I heard he was going to be in Legends of Tomorrow, I was really ticked off because I didn't like him. But it seems like this season's Leonard Snart is a lot more likable. He was saying that he couldn't kill because, he made the promise to the Flash. Barry said, I don't know if he said this, but, if he ever killed again, Barry was going to turn him in. He did at the end of the episode when he killed his dad. And then Barry kind of gave him the speech that, he could be a good guy. He doesn't have to be a bad guy. He's got good in him because of what he does for his sister. And so I think that's going to really resonate in Leonard's mind, and that's going to ultimately be what pushes him to becoming in the Legends of Tomorrow. So
Yeah, I didn't like him last season. He was really overused. I mean, he was in every other episode, it seemed like, and I didn't really like that he was going to be in Legends because, how are they going to get a villain? But they already started planting the seed last season of how he was going to change and become, a mutual, I guess. And I think they're setting it up really well, so I really liked his interactions and everything. Our third moment from the episode was Martin Stein, his continuous, I guess, I don't know if heat flashes or what. I mean, he obviously caught on fire at the end of that one, but the last episode he just kind of passed out. So I really liked it, how they're doing this. I love Martin Stein. I think he's a very underrated character. He doesn't really get a lot, and I like how they're finally incorporating him into the team and kind of giving him his own little storyline. I really liked that. I But then I have a problem with the storyline because now Ronnie's not Firestorm really. He's was killed off. So I don't like how they killed him off. So I don't really like the idea of the arc because they're going after, I forgot the guy's name, but the other guy who's supposed to Jay Jackson, he's supposed to replace Ronnie's part. So I didn't really I like the arc. I just don't like that, with Ronnie, I guess, if that makes sense.
yeah, I like this scene. I mean, it's just really cool seeing how Martin Stein needs the other part of the Firestorm Mixers to survive. And that is why Flash is one of the greatest shows on TV right now. The storytelling makes so much sense. you could have jumped into this episode from not having seen the earlier parts of the season and not been lost at all. Like every time Flash goes into something or they continue on a story, they do a really well job of filling in people who might have missed last week's episode. And so the storytelling of why Martin Stein is like freaking out and why there's going to be a new Firestorm makes a lot of sense. I don't like, however, how they like put Ronnie in the wormhole or whatever. I don't think he's dead. I think he's going to come back later on in the season, and he's going to be the Firestorm on the Flash. And I think that the Legends of Tomorrow is going to be the other guy. I can't. His name's slipping my mind too. But I really like the story that they're giving Martin Stein. So ultimately, this scene gets a thumbs up for me. Our fourth moment from this episode was just the relationships as a whole in this episode. You have Barry and Patty, who they're like my favorite right now. They were really like awkward with each other, and they were really funny. You know, like you kind of tell they were trying to keep it professional, but there's something there. They have good chemistry because they have. I feel like they have mutual interest in things, and it really clicks, even though they don't really know each other. You just kind of get that vibe from them that they're really similar. And then you had Cisco and Lisa, which is a really odd couple when you look at it, but it makes sense. I feel like they get along really well, and it's not going to be like a headline of an episode. It's going to be kind of like back in the background, and I feel like that's where it belongs. So I like that aspect of this episode. And then you've got Jay and Caitlin, which at this point in time right now of like the current relationships, it's my favorite. It makes a lot of sense, you know, when Caitlin was like, "Oh, do you have to leave now or whatever?" It just it makes a lot of sense, you know. It fits. Like they've been kind of pushing it since the like Jay Garrick was introduced, and I really like it because it makes sense and because it feels really natural.
I love Barry and Patty. They're both very awkward around each other, and I just love that. It's really funny seeing Barry kind of like babble and get all awkward, and I think they're developing their chemistry and relationship very well. I like Lisa and Cisco. They have like this weird, not weird chemistry, but it's just like this weird relationship, and it's unexpected, and I like it. I'm pretty on board. I like Jay and Caitlin. I think they're cute and how they flirt, but I just don't like how she just lost Ronnie like 5 months ago, and she's already like moving on. Like I just don't think like it took her almost a year the first time, and then I don't know. I just think that it's like the whole her and Ronnie thing. They basically made them get married and then killed them the next episode, basically so she could explore the ships. It feels like. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings, but I do think they're cute, and I don't mind them technically. But if we're gonna get into technicalities, not a big fan of how they're doing it. I guess I don't know. So our fifth moment of the episode, which is actually probably my favorite, was the last 2 or 3 seconds when Harrison Wells came out of the little time warp dealio that they made. I've been waiting for Tom to come back since episode 1, and he came back. You think did he? He didn't really come back. He was just shown in a different Earth, and then he finally came into this Earth, and I cannot wait for him to be introduced and see what happens. I'm really excited. I love Tom Cavanaugh. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and I just can't wait to see his role in this season. Because people think he's bad because of his like menacing grin, but that's just him. So I think he's going to be helpful to Barry in some sort of way, but we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to flip shit next week when he shows up. It's going to be another great beginning to the episode because they kind of have to lead off with him. But I love Tom Cavanaugh. I loved him when he was acting as Dr. Wells. Not as much as I liked whenever they found out that he was Reverse Flash, which it's just going to be Dr. Wells this season, I believe. But I could be wrong. And people are like flipping out because he's still evil and all this kind of stuff. That's just who like Dr. Wells is. Like he's just I feel like he's a stuck-up prick, you know. That's just kind of his character. That's what it was before like he was turned into or before Eobard turned into him. And so I feel like that's just kind of his character, so you don't really have to worry. But I can't wait to see their reaction because my reaction when I saw him was I was like jumping up and down. I was freaking excited because I love Tom Cavanaugh in that role. and I can't wait to see him interact with the characters again because I've really missed it so far in the first few episodes.
So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Overall, we thought it was a great episode. Really liked it. They keep knocking the episodes out of the park. So just act sincerely to one another.
We'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button on this video. Comment down below on what you guys thought of the episode. Check out some more of our videos and subscribe to our channel. And this has been Marvel DC Bros, signing out.